What's up guys, Justin Morgan here, Carved Up Vegan Muscle. In this video I'm going to cover a powerlifting peaking program, or a program that will maximize neurological adaptations and efficiency in any movement, but specifically the examples that I'm going to use for this is a program that will center around powerlifting but use some variations in some of the other lifts that will offer one interest. Two, the variations will offer probably a better mechanism for continued muscle growth. So this program might last a little bit longer than if you only did competition lifts or whatever lift you're doing. And the interest will actually just make it more pleasant for you to follow. So first off, all of the percentages that you will see in this program are based off of squat for that day, bench press for that day, and then whatever your previous deadlift max is or what you feel you can do that day. And then the format that it's set up in will be percentage of weight used by reps by sets. I know some people use different things for that. In weightlifting, we generally, like Olympic weightlifting, we generally use percentage times reps times sets. If there's no percentage, then it's just reps times sets. So if you do 100 kilos or 220 pounds, then and we do 50%, then that would be 50 kilos by 3 sets of 3, or whatever the case may be. And then a daily max for the purposes that we're using here and improving will be something that you can do pretty fast, that you don't see a lot of slowing down in the rep. And it moves really well, it moves quickly, your form doesn't fall apart, and there's no grinding. You're not straining against the weight with. So these aren't true run 1 rep maxes. I know there's been arguments about the Bulgarian program and how that would apply to powerlifting. This is just something that you can do to improve. I'm not calling it the Bulgarian program. It is high frequency and it is high intensity. This is probably going to be around 90 to 92, 93% of whatever you would be able to do on any given day. So that's probably a good place to start. If you're a 200 kilo lifter, then take off 20 kilos and you're going to do 180 kilos as your daily max. So if you're a 440 pound, that would be 200 kilos, then you're going to do 400 as your daily max. That would be a good starting place, and if you feel that that's too easy, then you can continue to move up. So if we look at the first day of the program, it will run 6 days, Monday through Sunday. The first day is Monday, and you will do squat up to a max. So like I said, it's not grinding, it's fast, it's well done. You get up to that, you hit that, and then you do back off sets. So today's back off work will be front squats with no belt, and you're going to do 55% for 3 sets of 3. This is actually something I got from doing the Shaco program. I had never thought about how one lift might carry over to another, so I never thought about the relationship that back squats would have on my front squat, because I didn't do a lot of front squats. Until I started doing Shaco, and then, I did them before, but not as a regular part of the program, and most certainly not based off of what my back squat was, so that was something new and interesting. You'll do the same thing for bench press, and I use the push press as my back off work, and I do the same thing, 55% for 3 sets of 3, and then usually I do some type of hypertrophy work to add muscle mass. And I do 6 to 8 reps of 3 sets on the stiff leg deadlift. Same idea as the other. These are not like really taxing, you're not like hitting a max set of 6 to 8. This is just like kind of bodybuilding work. And then you can do some abs, curls, whatever you want for 3 sets. Tuesday, bench and squat max again. The difference is that today you will do pause squat for your back off work, 70% for 3 sets of 3. Dips, using a dip machine. I'm actually holding one, or leaning against one here. You can see my video. And you'll do that for 5 sets of 5, and you will use your body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you'll take, and if you do say 200 pounds on the bench press, you'll take 200 times 0.7, and that will give you whatever your work for that day is, and you'll take your body weight and factor that into the work that you're doing. So if you're not strong enough to lift your body weight for the prescribed reps that you're wanting to do, then you might need to use bands or something to release some of the tension so that it's taking off some of your body weight. If you're strong enough and you need to add weight, then you need to add using a dip belt, which I have here, and add weight to it or something like that, and that way you're able to add weight to get the prescribed amount. Doesn't have to be perfect, but so you're doing 5 sets of 5, 70% on dips. This day we do hypertrophy work with pull-ups. You can do pull-ups, you can do pull-downs, you can do rows. The idea is that you're doing some type of back work. If you do rows, it would be better to do dumbbell rows as opposed to barbell rows, because with the high frequency program that we're using, we want to minimize the amount of low back stress that we're doing. We're getting low back stressors. It is a muscle that needs to be done, but you probably want to do a little bit less than you would do some of your other muscle groups. So now we're going to move on to Wednesday. You're going to do up to a squat max and a bench press max. For the squat max, you're not going to do any back off work this day. You're going to squat up to a max and be done. For the bench press max, you're going to do that, and then you're going to do close grip bench press for 3 sets of 3. If you cannot do close grip, if your regular bench press is already kind of a close grip bench press, then try doing incline presses or something like that. 70% for 3 sets of 3. For your back off work, we still need to get deadlift work done. So the first week, we're going to do deficit deadlifts, 70% for 3 sets of 3. So you can do anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of your deficit work, and 70% of whatever your previous deadlift max is, or what you feel would be a close max for that day. Week 2, you're going to do deadlift 1 plus half by 2. This is something else I got from Shaco. Basically, you do a full deadlift, then you go back down below the knees and stop, come back up, and then you repeat that. So there's 3 reps total. You do 1 plus a half times 2. So you do a half of a deadlift twice. And then you're going to do that for 70% of your 1 rep max. It'll be 3 sets. Week 3, this will be kind of an unloading week or a deload week, and you're just going to work up to 80% for 1 rep, 3 sets. That's it. When you do this, when we get to the deload weeks, which will always be week 3, it'll be, I usually do this for a 6-week program, and I do 2 weeks heavy, 1 week light. And for my light weeks, I'll work up to the daily max, and then I'll do a back off set of 65% for 3, so something that's pretty easy, and then that's it. I'm done for the day after that. For Thursday, you're going to actually use the competition lift for your back off work today. So you do a squat max, 80% for 3 sets of 3, bench max, 80% for 3 sets of 3, you're done. And this day we'll go back to the pull-ups and abs, 3 sets. Friday is going to be exactly like Monday, except for today we're going to do chin-ups for our back work instead of the stiff leg deadlifts and that kind of stuff. Now Saturday is going to shift our focus a little bit. We've done some accessory deadlift work through the week. We've done hypertrophy deadlift work through the week. This is where we're actually going to do our real deadlifting. And because deadlifts, usually most people are better at doing deadlifts because it's a movement that we've done throughout our life. They end up being a little bit better at deadlifting, and they're able to create a much larger stressor on their body because it's a lift that they're stronger in. So instead of doing a lot of volume work for deadlift, I usually don't have people do quite as much, or I don't recommend doing quite as much when we're trying to peak for a powerlifting meet or peak our strength for something. So throughout normal training, you may accumulate a lot of volume or do different principles, do different things to generate muscle growth and neurological adaptations and work on all these different factors. But right now, we're not really worrying so much about all that. We're only worrying about neurological adaptations and improving our 1 rep max strength and reducing fatigue. Fatigue often is a big a reducer in terms of our ability to produce a 1 rep max. Fatigue masks fitness, as I've heard some people say. So week 1, you'll work up to a deadlift 5 rep max, no back offsets. Week 2, you work up to a deadlift 3 rep max, no back offsets. Week 3 is the unloading or deload week, and you'll work up to 80% for one rep and 3 sets, based off whatever your estimated max is. Now this day we'll do incline bench, 5 sets of 5. I don't have any percentage because I don't know that it carries over quite as well between your flat bench and the incline bench, so it's difficult to make an estimate. I would say that a good idea would be about 60% of your 1 rep flat bench max would probably be about the weight that you're going to be working with for the incline bench on this day. But we're wanting to do 5 sets of 5 at a weight that doesn't kill you, but that allows you to get a good workout in. That's really all that we're doing this day. And then this day you can actually do bent over rows. Again, you can do the rows with the dumbbells or the barbell this day because you're going to be taking Sunday off to rest completely. Now with this program, the idea, you can use any movement. You might have to adjust the back offsets and some of that thing, but the idea is that you're doing them very frequently, you're practicing the lift, so it's improving the actual technique that you use, and then it's also improving the neurological adaptation aspects of lifting, whereas it may not carry over long term because you're kind of negating some of the ability to build muscle mass with a program like this. So that's it, that's the whole program. I usually use this for 6 weeks at a time prior to a meet. This is not how I normally train. This is not what I normally do. This is 12.5 minutes in, so if you guys actually follow the video, good on you. I appreciate it. You guys take it easy. If you have any questions, anything that you want to see me do, or anything that you would have, post it in the comment section below, and I'll try to get to it eventually. Take it easy. Talk to you next time.